Aloha mai kaua, o DJ Mermaid keia, a I ke oe, ua kako ia kahiki ke ho'olele ia keia pukana ma ka punai vele e nā hoa me nā lala o keia kahua lekio I lulu kala mai ia mako. No leila, he leo mahalo keia ia oko e nā lala, a I nā a ole oe he lala, mai kali a pauna niho, a e hui no me kako. E nāna paha oko ma hawaiipublicradio.org a mahalo nui. Aloha nui kako. You're listening to member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. I'm DJ Mermaid, Paige Okamura, your host every Sunday evening from 6 to 7 p.m. We don't have a particular theme today, but it's just a lot of good music and a lot of good talk story. Here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi, you can find a full set list online at hawaiipublicradio.org. We'll be right back after this quick news break.
Manu kauhini Aloha ka leo o nā manula I ka heu mai nei I ala mākau I aloha I anō I aloha I anō O ka hakuloa e O ka hakuloa e I ka ua kaulana I ka ua kaulana Ua nihi I nā pali Ua nihi I nā pali Me he ala hoi Me he ala hoi E I mai ana E I mai ana E hoi mai Ka kou e pili Manu kauki Aloha ka leo o nā manula I ka heu mai nei I ala mākau I aloha I anō I aloha I anō O ka hakuloa e O ka hakuloa e I ka ua kaulana Ka ua kaulana Ua nihi I nā pali Ua nihi I nā pali E he ala hoi E he ala hoi E I mai ana E I mai ana E hoi mai Ka kou e pili Ka kou e
Velina ke aloha ia kako pakahi a pau. Welcome to this episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. I'm DJ Mermaid, Paige Okamura, your host. Tonight's episode has no theme, just a lot of good music. So we open up today's show with the Danny Kapo'i Trio off of the album Danny Kapo'i Trio live at the Sheraton Maui with Kahakuloa. Kahakuloa kahi ihanau iai o Kahikili, as they say, birthplace of one of Hawaii's most famous chiefs. Kahikili is Kahakuloa. But the Danny Kapo'i Trio, it's funny because we're gonna hear a song by the Maui Hawaiians next, and the Danny Kapo'i Trio was formed with a former member of the Maui Hawaiians in the 1950s. That was Thomas Everett Kanaha, who helped form this Danny Kapo'i Trio, led by Danny Kapo'i on ukulele and percussion, with Nicholas Owai Jr. on the bass, and then Thomas Everett Kanaha, also known as Tutu, helped guide that transition from the 50s through the 1960s arrangements. So we're going to hear from the Maui Hawaiians next with Kila Kila o Haleakala. We've also got some Billy Kay and the Seamen, Flora Waipa, and Tijanoa Keawe. Lots of good music on tonight's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. You can find more information and a full set list online at our website at hawaiipublicradio.org/Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Here's the Maui Hawaiians with Kila Kila o Haleakala.
Of the valley, I'll choose you, oh my darling. I never will forget you. I'm the lily of the valley. Kila kila o Haleakala, e wahi nani o Maui. Aheo o Hawaii, hana hana o Maui. Maka o uali o holo peki me ole ko yala holo kila kila o Haleakala e uhi nani o Maui aheo o Hawaii hana hana o Maui I'm the lily of the valley I will choose you oh my darling I never will forget you I'm the lily of the valley Kila o Haleakala, he wahi nani o Maui, aheo o Hawaii, hana hana o Maui na Hawaii. Kawana la kawana, kawana ko yala maka, o uali o holo peki, mea ole ko yala holo. Kila kila o Haleakala, he wahi nani o Maui, aheo o Hawaii, hana hana o Maui na Hawaii.
ali I kana luho I mai o kaniwai Me ngā lipo a paua ala Anu makahewa ke la Aloha no kou ali I kana luho I mai o kaniwai Me ngā lipo a paua ala Anu makahewa ke la E ho'i kaulu I a hale rose I ka hale lau o ka lau o ka iwa Me ngā iwa e walea ai Ku kila kila I ka lai la lai lai E ho'i kaulu I a hale rose I ka hale lau o ka lau o ka iwa Me ngā iwa e walea ai Ku kila kila I ka lai la lai lai Nani wailua I ka ehu o te tai I ka holu na pe o ka lau o ka niu I ko veluha a heo hai Hawaiʻi Ku kila kila I ka lai la lai lai Nani wailua I ka ehu o te tai I ka holu na pe o ka lau o ka niu I ko veluha a heo hai Hawaiʻi Ku kila kila I ka lai la lai lai Ina ia mai ana ka puana I kana luho I mai o kaniwai Me ngā lipo a paua ala Anu makahewa ke la Ina ia mai ana ka puana I kana luho I mai o kaniwai Me ngā lipo a paua ala Anu makahewa ke la Anu makahewa ke la
We have been visiting the island of Maui. You just heard Pekelo's Kowali off of his album Going to Hana Maui. Pekelo's voice is one of many voices, but his in particular because it is so distinct that I really truly miss hearing. And we can still hear it in the music, of course, but not hearing new material or not hearing them live anymore. His voice is one of many that I really miss hearing. Before that, Nakapueo Kahi, as some of you might know it, Billy Gonzalez and his Paradise Serenaders off of their self-titled album. And we started off that set with Kila Kila o Haleakala here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. And support for Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi comes from Mala Moʻola Health Services on Oahu, offering individualized hospice and palliative care to patients in their family residence, nursing home, or other care setting. Learn more at malamaolacares.com. And from Kahala Market by Foodland, offering new food experiences and locally sourced and Hawaii-made products, providing everyday grocery needs and grab-and-go cuisine. KahalaMKT.com. Moving on, we do have one more mele about Maui, which is not exactly how I was thinking about it when I was curating today's show. It's going to be Auntie Genoa Kiawe's Ahulili off of her Party Hula's album, because I was listening to the other day and I've listened to so many versions of Ahulili, and hers always seems the flirtiest to me. which is pretty accurate. Ahulili is a play. It's for Ahulili, the mountain peak in Kaupo, Maui. But it also plays on the word lili, which in Hawaiian means to be jealous. So, he aloha no Ahulili, a he lili paha koiala. You know, we have love for Ahulili, who might also be lili, have some jealousy there. Ike kau mo ole ia, e ka ohu kau kuahiwi. You know, for not always having that mist that's kaukuahiwi that's placed on the mountain. It's a personification of this peak, Ahulili, as someone who is jealous. So this is Auntie Genoa Keawe with Ahulili here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi full set list online, hawaiipublicradio.org.
For you and I, for you and I. Kauila ma ke neki, honi oni ke kino, he mea ma uia, for you and I. Kauila ma ke neki, honi oni ke kino, he mea ma uia, for you and I. Kako mako, ai ana I ka pipistu. He me ama uia for you and I. I kako mako, ai ana I ka pipistu. He me ama uia for you and I. Haina mai ka puana, ko lea paha. He me ama uia for you and I. Haina mai ka puana, ko lea paha. He me ama uia for you and I.
Mane I mai oh you sweet thing. Mane I mai oh you sweet thing. Komaka kulana ho hai. Mane I mai ana uoe honi aku. E ia oh you sweet thing. E ia oh you sweet thing. Pehe oine yakino, pehe oine yakika. E ia mai ka po'o aka hi'u. Haina i oh you sweet thing. Haina i oh you sweet thing. Komaka kulana ho hai. Mane I mai ana uoe honi aku. Haina I oh you sweet thing. Haina I oh you sweet thing. Komaka kulana ho hai. Mane I mai ana uoe honi aku.
That was Auntie Myrtle K. Hilo telling you, the listener, come here. Mane I mai oi, off of the album The Singing Cab Driver. Mane I mai oi is also sometimes known as ho'o hai. It's flirty. That last set was all kinds of flirty music, starting off with Ahulili, DJ Noa Kiave, into the Kahawanu Lake Trio's Hene Hene Ko'aka. And you folks might be most familiar with Israel Kamakawiwa Ole's version because of his popularity, but Hene Hene Ko'aka, I always think, not only is it's not just fun, but I always felt like that version that the Kahawanu Lake Trio recorded really matches the tempo of the story of that song, which, as told by Auntie Nona Beamer, that the song connects back to Kamehameha, a group of Kamehameha school students who would take the streetcars in Honolulu together. And on one of those particular outings in the early 1920s, Pono Beamer was taking his sweetheart, Louise Walker, on the new line along King Street from Farrington High School to Kaka'ako. And Louise had never ridden a streetcar before, so she's, excited. It's a very special excursion, except for someone who had never ridden a streetcar before. When the engine started, she became nervous. She got really ha'alulu, as we say. And so he, tried to calm her down, but she was also quite embarrassed by being so surprised and so nervous about it, especially in front of all of the other students. And she jumped up and she jumped off of the streetcar. And Pono reminded her, but don't you want to go with us to have some of my auntie's beef stew? Because there's beef stew in that mele. And apparently that reputation of that particular beef stew was enough to get Louise to get back on the streetcar. And so after that incident, eventually, in the end, Louise and Pono would marry and have several children, including Auntie Nona Beamer. But as they traveled by trolley and walked around Honolulu, the students would make the verses to this song. And several of those students later became well-known entertainers and songwriters and copywrote this song. By at least two of them had copywritten the song. One of them was Andy Cummings and the other was Webley Edwards. So that's the story of Hine Hine Ko'aka. That's what it's about. It's a little bit teasing. It's also talking about how that entire journey on a car when it's brand new to you. And so that's my story for the day. That's why I like that version. I think it meets the same interpretation I have of the moʻolelo of that song with the actual musicality. But coming up next, Auntie Linda De La Cruz, speaking of stew, she invites you to come to her house or come my house. We've also got Flora Waipa and Billy Kay and the Seamen here on Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1.
You come my house, you eat sushi, that's the Japanese style. You eat daikon and sashimi, that's the Japanese style. You eat tofu, tempura too, but please take this advice. If you want go hung, all I have at home is papa rice.
Come my house, you eat bagong, that's the Filipino style. And then your stomach feel like there is something wrong, that's the Filipino style. As you push you come my house, mo better come at night, that's the Filipino style. Because the time I go to watch the chicken fight, that's the Filipino style.
You come my house for one big luau, that's the Kanaka style. You eat and eat till the food all pow, that's the Kanaka style. You drink and drink till you just one wreck, that's the Kanaka style. Then you starve until the next welfare check, that's the Kanaka style.
The pots and pans, they all pilaw, and the dishes dirty too. But we all wipe out and we like moi moi, so what are we going to do?
Oh, the dishes in the sink, boys. Oh, the dishes in the sink, boys. The pots and pans, they all can wait. Tonight we're going to celebrate. Oh, the dishes in the sink. Call the neighbors to come over. Call the neighbors to come over. The pots and pans, they all can wait. Tonight we're going to celebrate. Oh, the dishes in the sink. Oh, the dishes in the sink.
Knowing I need my heart's broken for you. I will make ow and a big luau if you say you love me too. I say, by the window, I say, in the tree, I say, in the bushes until you come to me. No, honey, my heart's broken for you. I will make ow and a big ow if you say you love me too. I say by the window, I say in the tree, I say in the bushes until you come to me. Fumiko-san, my heart's broken for you. I will make voodoo big enough for two if you say you love me too. I says by the window, I says in the tree, I says in the bushes until you come to me. Fumiko-san, my heart's broken for you. I will make voodoo big enough for two if you say you love me too. I says by the window, I says in the tree, I says she in the bushes until you come to me. Concepcion, my heart's broken for you. I will make cockfight every Sunday night if you say you love me too. I says by the window, I says in the tree, I says in the bushes until you come to me. Concepcion, my heart's broken for you. I will make cockfight every Sunday night if you say you love me too. I says by the window, I says in the tree, I says soak in the bushes until you come to me. Gloria, Ruby, Mary, my heart's broken for you. If you trust in me, shaka guarantee if you say you love me too. I say by the window, I say in the tree, I say in the bushes until you come to me. Gloria, Ruby, Mary, my heart's broken for you. If you trust in me, shaka guarantee if you say you love me too. I say by the window, I say in the tree, I say give up in the bushes until you come to me. Until you come to me.
Now here's Hinano, a Hawaiian girl. She drinks a little ava, gets kind of stoned once in a while, but she has a ball. This is for sure. At the Kanakanui Hotel.
Daikon shua kela ke umeda hotel.
She ain't got no yo-yo. Here's Mapuana, a Japanese girl who likes to drink a little sake, but what she really loves is that daikon. But you watch that, it's loaded.
Too much excitement, shua kela, all the young hotel.
I got joy by mentoring. I got joy by mentoring. And here's Chloe, a Chinese girl. She don't drink, but man, this kid can pack away rice like you know what. There's a little evidence here and there. Leon, don't tell. to champagne, nothing but the best. She loves to give it away, her kisses, that is, at the Royal Hawaiian Hotel.
Haina kapuana, inui ka'awa, kahi'o-hi'o, shuakela, Kanakanui Hotel.
Haina Paloa for the very last time, never to be repeated. And this is the end of our song about the Haole, about the Hawaiian, the Japanese, and the Chinese girls, and some of their amusing habits, and
Kanakanui Hotel. Kanakanui Hotel.
Lucky Luck with Kanakanui Hotel. Before that, Noi Noi Nani Kawaii beautiful Kauai album, and we started that off with Linda Dela Cruz with Come My House. I almost wanted to say that they were a bunch of mele that were just kind of comedy funny, but also very, very truthful to how, you know, you hear Hawaii referred to as a ethnic melting pot, as it would be, but there were divides and there were obvious cultural differences between each group that came to Hawaii, and we wrote songs about them and we sang about them, and somehow in those differences we still found sort of a sense of unified identity within those songs that many of you have grown up with. And maybe we didn't think, you know, we weren't analyzing it as much as we do today, but there is a lot to pull out of those kinds of mele. And they're always a good time. See, I start off with no theme, and then I end up theming them in threes anyway. But we are going to shift gears a little bit as we close out this week's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. I'm DJ Mermaid. You're listening to Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1, as promised, much earlier, and I kept changing my mind. This is Flora Waipa with Ku'uhome Ai Kaneohe, into Billy K and the Seamen with Lei Pakalana here on member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1's Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Full set list online at hawaiipublicradio.org.
E hawe mai au le pakalana e ia o le pua le pakalana Me hawe mai au le pakalana e ia o le pua le pakalana E hawe mai au le poni moi e ia o le pua le pakalana E hawe mai au le poni moi e ia o le pua le pakalana Haina ia mai ana kapuana e ia o le pua le pakalana Haina ia mai ana kapuana e ia o le pua le pakalana
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I love you so, Maria Maitita, come and dance with me. To do the hula, so come to me. Maria Maitita and dance. Do the hula, I love you so. Maria Maitita, come and dance with me. To do the hula, so come to me. Maria Maitita and dance. Do the hula, hula with me. Maria Maitita, I know that you love to hula with me. Hula with me. Maria Maitita, I know that you love to hula with me.
Malia Maitita Miguel. Oh, I should have asked Ray Cruz how to pronounce this. Alcaide? I don't know. Alcaide, which you can find spelled out online at our website, hawaiipublicradio.org, for a full set list of tonight's episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. Before that, Billy Kay and the Seamen with Lei Pakalana. Billy Kay was the leader of that group. His full name was William Kalani Ikaika. He had the ukulele and the vocals in that group. It also included Lee Mueller on guitar and vocals and Rudy Grau on bass and vocals. They put out their record, Billy Kay and the Seamen, live at Shipwreck Kelly's in 1968. But since we heard Malia Maitita, which most people are familiar with from Buddy Fo and the Invitations. We're going to hear some Buddy Fo with He Aloha No o Honolulu, some Ata Isaacs and Gabby Pahinui. Also coming up to close out this episode of Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi, so don't go anywhere. You're listening to Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1, member supported. As always, I'm DJ Mermaid. I'll be here for the next 10 minutes or so don't go anywhere.
Living on a easy, on a bottle of whiskey. I have no money to suit my honey. I'm a living on a easy, on a bottle of whiskey. I have no money. Please suck it to me, baby. I don't see Maggie, she is so porky. She has a personality to suit my Jenny. Counting ain't prosperity. Counting ain't guaranteed. Guaranteed.
That was Ata Isaacs and Gabby Pahinui on the album Two Slack Key Guitars with I'm a Livin' on a Easy. And you also heard Buddy Fo and his group with He Aloha No o Honolulu here on KHPR Honolulu, KKUA Wailuku, KANO Hilo, KHPH Kailua Kona, KIPL Lihue, and KJHF Kualapu'u, collectively the stations of member-supported Hawaiʻi Public Radio 1. Just a very short time left. Mahalo nui for joining me here on Hawaiʻi Kulāiwi. I'm going to leave you with, since we started off in Maui, one more Maui song. This is Leina Alahaili with Malui Keao.
O he ka I o e ka la'au me makawau no ia o ka ua uki uki u ohu ohu nei e aha no e komo mai I ka hana o ke au Malui ke au ke ahi o Wailuku ke pani mai a o ia Malui ke au ke ahi o Wailuku ke pani mai a o ia